If I can have your attention here in the media center and upstairs in the press box, we'll start with today's NASCAR Xfinity Series post-race media availability for the 16th annual Coca-Cola Firecracker 250 here at Daytona International Speedway. And we're joined by today's runner-up, Elliott Sadler, driver of the number 1 Armour Vienna Sausage 150 years Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Elliott, it seemed as much an endurance race out there today as it was a super speedway race. Please walk us through that finish from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, the track was definitely a lot different. Mic check. Okay, here we go. The track was definitely a lot different today, than what we've seen here in the past during the night. Anytime you race during the daytime, the track was a little slicker and guys' cars were a little bit more out of control. So if you had a car that handled good, you could be very aggressive. And, with the no tandem rule, there's a lot more bumping and letting go and bumping and letting go, which can create some issues sometime. And we saw a bunch of wrecks today, and it was about being in front of the wrecks, and that's what our plan was from the very beginning, to try to stay ahead of everybody and ahead of the stuff as much as we could. So all in all, it was a great day for us. We won a stage and got us plenty of bonus points and got a championship point. And gosh, we were so close there at the end, but I'm so proud and happy of William and the job he's doing. And I knew once my train of thought was to push him out into the lead, and I could maybe if I could clear Eric, then I could get beside the 9, and it will be between just he and I, and we could race for the win. But job one was to get a really good restart and push him out to the lead, and, we were able to do that.
Okay, we'll open the floor up for questions. If you have any questions for Elliott, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start here with Jordan and work our way around.
Hi, Elliott. Jordan Bianchi, SB Nation. Replays show that the accident happened before the overtime line. You guys hit that. Knowing that, did you want that race restarted? What are your feelings?
No, I was good, man. I'm not going to nickel and dime that to death, guys. I'm in the race car. It's probably easy for you to sit in here and judge what kind of call NASCAR makes, but, we got a lot of people out there and a lot of equipment, and, we're running 190 mile an hour, side by side. If there's a reason to throw the caution because somebody's wrecked, I'm all for it, because it could be me the next time. So I'm not going to nickel and dime them to death on when they threw it and why they threw it and racing back and all that crap. I say safety first, because my butt's in the seat, and y'all write what y'all want to write about it.
We'll go next to Bob, and then to Jerry, and then we'll go upstairs to the press box.
Bob Parker, ESPN. My question kind of on that, but it's just more on the overtime. There's going to be just a lot of questions whether the overtime line is good or bad after this. Do drivers? Do you
but
guys
do
like
you know why the overtime line is there?
It was there because it's Talladega.
Okay, all right.
So right.
Yeah.
And
we can't have that again, right? Hey, Bob, I'm with you, man. It's a tough question that me and you probably can debate all day. But the rule is the rule, and the rule's put in play for a couple different reasons. But if you're asking me, a driver that's been doing this for 20 years, I'm going to err on the side of safety every time. It might have cost me a chance today, might not. I don't know if I could have got up there or not. But you just don't know when cars start wrecking and hitting, if somebody got hurt, if they didn't, or anything like that. Now, I hadn't looked at a replay, so I'm not sure 100% where we were when the caution was actually thrown.
What happened was it appeared that the wreck happened before you were behind, when you were behind the overtime line. By the time you guys got past the overtime line, the caution came out.
Okay, I got you.
So the question is, did NASCAR wait to throw the caution before you did?
I understand your point of view, and I'm just not going to nickel and dime to death, man. We got a good sport, and we got a lot of good things going, and let's keep it at that. My answer to any of you guys' questions about overtime line is safety first.
Go next to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net.
Yes, sir.
PRN. You got another race coming up in a few hours.
I know.
So are you ready for that?
I feel good, man. All these little young kids are talking about IVs, and I see them got little air conditioners hooked up to their suits and all that. They just don't get it. You can't sit in your air conditioning and play with your little phones all the time. You got to get outside and do some work. So I actually feel really good. I'm hydrating. I'm going to go sit in the air conditioning, take me a shower, and relax. And I'm about to starve to death, because of the rain delay. So I'm going to eat a little bit and get ready, and we'll go again tonight. And tonight's going to be fine. It's nighttime, right? It's going to be cool. It's probably going to be nice and cold tonight. Probably have to turn the heat on in here for you guys.
We'll go up to the press box where I hope it's cool as well.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. curious, stole my question, but Elliott, I was just kind of curious if how impressed you are with William Byron and what he did out there today, and can you talk about the strength of the JRM team heading into this crucial summer stretch?
Yeah, I am very impressed with our team. You know, we started off a little bit not where we wanted to be as the season got going on some of the tracks, but as the season has come on, we felt like we've gotten better as a team. Our engines have gotten a little better, and our chassis have gotten better. Like, we're improving as a team right now, and I think that showed over the last month. And I think I've told y'all this before. William Byron's a real deal. He has got the package. And I tell you, I just told this to Mr. Hendrick in Victory Lane. The biggest difference between he and a lot of the other young kids that come in here, William knows where the edge is with his car. He keeps his car in one piece every week, and he's still fast. So a lot of these young guys come in here, and they're fast, but they tear up a lot of equipment. William just doesn't do that. So he's very smart. He uses his head. Hey, Mr. Clint Boyer, how are you? Yeah, good job. How are you? Where are you going? Never a dull moment when the guy from the other Emporia is here, right? But I'm very impressed with him, and he's got a lot of knowledge, and he and I talked a long time on Thursday during yesterday during qualifying about restarts. If we were together, what we would do, how do you do restarts, how you side draft. Like, he and I talked for about 30 minutes, he and I and Max Pappas. And it's neat that it came down to that today, and he nailed the last restart because I kind of knew what he was going to do because we had already talked about it yesterday. So it's kind of funny how little stuff comes out like that, but definitely a job well done by he and his team. I mean, that could easily be 3 wins in a row for him.
Okay, before we go to Caleb, I want to introduce to you today's third-place finisher, Dakoda Armstrong, driver, the number 28 WinField United Toyota. Dakoda, wild race out there. Took a while to complete, but how satisfying is today's third-place finish for you?
Yeah, you know,
There you go.
you got to turn it on. You got to work it. One thing is, I guess I need to go outside and stop staying in the air conditioning, like, because that was a hard race. I was lucky it was a 3-parter. Our car got really hot at the end, but we had some damage on that very last one, got into the 16. So I was ready to make moves, but I was ready to just kind of ride behind I knew the 1 and the 9 were pretty good, and I actually followed them in that second stage to finish third in that. So I thought we were set up pretty good. I knew our car wasn't going to be able to lead with that damage. But just just a good day. We did what we needed to do. We got stage points. Good day for us. At 24 had a good run. So just two weeks in a row, good for us. So it was really important for points.
Okay, let's go ahead and continue with questions here. We'll go to Caleb.
Caleb Whistler, Speedway Drivers. This is for both of you. With all the rain delays and all the red flags and cautions, was it hard for you to get into momentum and a mojo during this race?
A little bit. I mean, the race was actually I thought it was pretty weird. I think with all the rain, it seemed like everyone was kind of calm for the most part. I mean, there really wasn't a big wreck till the very end. Like, everybody was willing to ride more so than the first 2 races of the season. There's been wrecks right out the get-go. So I think the rain played a part in that. It was kind of like restarting the race from the beginning every time, so everybody was just willing to ride. And then it got a little wild there, but everyone, I feel like that's the best I've seen the field do as far as just being aggressive and moving and not just tearing up stuff. So it was kind of weird the way it played out. Probably helped everybody's nerves. For me, we were ready to get it over with. We knew this one could hurt us or help us, but luckily we were on the good side of it.
Elliott, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it just seems short to me because you stop, start, and I just think everybody was kind of calm until we knew that once we got to lap 60, the next, whether rain or something was going to end it because they knew we had to get stuff ready for the Cup race. So then cars started to get more aggressive. I saw bump drafting a lot more side drafting, a lot more 3 wide. So the first half of the race, I think, was calm, but once everybody knew we were getting to lap 60, things had to change, and we kind of saw that.
We'll go next to the gentleman in the red, and then over here to Kelly.
Zach Lang with theracingexperts.com. Question for Dakoda. 2 top 5 finishes in a row. What does that mean to a smaller team such as yours? And then does this change the strategy moving forward now that you're seeing yourself every week creep into the chase picture?
Yeah, well, I mean, for confidence, it's great for our guys. They work just as hard as anybody. Being a small team, it's tough for us to even get ready next week for New Hampshire, or Kentucky, and then lead into all those other ones. So it's good for us. Gives us all. I guess everyone hyped up all those hours they work. I guess one thing is we've ran 2 top 5s when Williams won. So I guess you normally want to beat your competitors, but if we keep getting top 5s when he wins, that's all right. So, and I'd say it's kind of weird the way the 2 races have played out. The last 2 where you've seen a lot of new faces up front, and we've just happened to be on the good side of that. So. Obviously, we're still, for chase-wise, we feel like we can make it. We just got to, we've completed every race so far. We haven't had any DNFs. We're the only car, I think, that's done that. So, and that's what we have to do. We just don't have the raw speed to go out there and be fast every week. So we got to take advantage of these ones we are good at.
Next to Kelly.
Kelly CrandallRacer.com. 2 things for Elliott. You had mentioned the bump drafting rule where you have to bump and get off, can make for some interesting moments. Do you like the rule? Because I know that it seems like every time we go to Daytona and Talladega, some people always, say that some are pushing, some can't do it right. And it just seemed like today, as you mentioned, there was a lot of interesting moments with cars getting out of shape. So do you like the rule in general?
I don't. It makes the racing a lot harder. It's a whole lot easier to get on the car and stay on it. But now that we really can't do that, you've kind of got to bump, let them go, then you got to hit them again. So every time you hit them, you got to make sure your wheel is square and his wheel is square. And I understand the rule. I get it because we can't have 22 car tandems racing each other. I know that's not really good for the sport. So I understand the rule, but it just makes it harder. It makes it really harder to race. So I don't know I don't know what to change to make it different. It's just that's the box we're in, and to win. And if you want to win, you've got to physically be bumping the car in front of you. If you're just going to ride 6 inches off the guy in front of you, your line's going to go backwards. So you physically have to do it.
And the second thing is you picked up another stage win. How closely are you monitoring the playoff points in terms of what
Very
you have?
close.
Yeah, in terms of what you have and what the competition's doing.
100%. I mean, that's what it's all about is championship points and bonus points. And we feel like we got a really good cushion as far as regular season is concerned. So we're going to try to get all the stage wins we can and hopefully, get us a win. So we know right now we're in like 4th place as far as the championship is concerned, as far as bonus points. But if we can stay in the lead in the points, I think we get 15 championship points for that or whatever. So that'll help. So we're definitely monitoring the points that we can take with us to the championship rounds and the playoffs. So Williams kicking our butt right now. We gotta get our stuff together as we move to Kentucky.
Any additional questions? Well, gentlemen, thanks for the great show today. Good luck next week in Kentucky. And for the second week in a row, we'll begin our winners press conference in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with crew chief David Elenz of the number 9 AXALTA Vorteq Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Dave, what a just strange, wild, crazy day that we had here at Daytona International Speedway. How nerve-wracking was it for you up on that pit box?
The last quarter of the race was definitely nerve-wracking, but the beginning of the race was just a lot of waiting, hoping the rain's going away, trying to get in your groove for the race and just play out your strategy. And every 10 laps we're pitting for rain, so that was a little difficult to figure out what your strategy was going to be. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the race, we had some issues that sent us to the back of the field twice, both on the pre-race inspection, and then we had some issues with the splitter that sent us to the back halfway through the race. William did an awesome job on multiple restarts to get us all that track position back, and then he was racing with all the big names up there at the end, making all the right moves to keep the lead. And then once we lost it at one point, he was able to get right back up there. So he did a really good job getting us all our track position back and winning the race for us.
Okay, we're going to open the floor up for questions. If you have a question for Dave, raise your hand. We will get a wireless microphone to you. We'll go here to Brad.
Brad Norman with NASCAR.com. What does William have that most other drivers don't?
I mean, he's just a special individual. He's going to outwork almost everybody. He has all the talent to back that up, and his ability to learn and get better throughout a race is very impressive. Like, he doesn't make the same mistake twice, and he does his research to know what he needs to do, and if he does make a mistake, he's moving forward with it and getting better from it, and it doesn't ever let that hold him down. Just continues to get better.
Additional questions? I have a question. The organization, Junior Motorsports, between what's going on with your car, Elliott Sadler's car. I mean, this strength in that whole organization. How much pride does it give you now to see week in and week out up front and racing for wins just all throughout the organization?
Yeah, no, I think everybody at Junior Motorsports is very proud of what we're doing right now. You know, every week we're contending for wins. You know, we have multiple cars up running for wins. It's an exciting time for us, and you know, we're all very proud and thankful for the opportunity to do that.
Okay. Any additional questions? We'll go to Dustin.
Dave, Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Dave, I think one of the things people find with William is here's a guy who relatively speaking, does not have a lot of experience compared to a lot of drivers. Understandably, he's in very good equipment. You can put a lot of drivers in very good equipment and they may not perform. So how is it, yeah, I understand he works hard, but how is it that a kid who just started racing was, 13, 14, is winning these races, understanding he's in this equipment, but this doesn't happen often, right? I mean, what do you see that makes him a shining star or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, he's only been in big cars, in any kind of race car, really, for like 5 years, is what I'm told. You know, he's just special. I don't know how to say anything other than that. He gets it done under the biggest moments. He never cracks under any sort of pressure. You know, you put him, the more difficult situation you put him in, the better he does. You know, and that's just a special individual. I don't think we have a lot of them in the sport, so thankful to work with him.
What did he show you today, or what did you see even last week at Iowa that when he's in that pressure situation that he hadn't shown before?
Well, you know, you take our speedway racing, you know, the first Daytona here, you know, every move we made, we'd end up in this wreck and the wrong move here and to the back of the line. You know, he's up there holding his line, making the right moves. He's managing the field with both lanes on the Xfinity side, which, you know, it's not as easy on the Cup side. And he did that. You know, we were 6-7 laps managing both lanes. That's not something you see a lot. Definitely not from a rookie driver. You know, normally they end up getting caught the one time they go to the other side. So, you know, to be able to do stuff like that, in this time frame, it's just, I don't know how to describe it other than he's a special individual.
Any additional questions? Dave, congratulations, second straight win, and good luck next week in Kentucky.
Thank you, guys.
If I could have your attention here in the media center, we'll continue on with today's post-race NASCAR Xfinity Series media availability for the 16th annual Coca-Cola Firecracker 250 at Daytona. We're now joined by race winner William Byron, driver of the number 9 AXALTA Vorteq Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. It's his second victory in as many weeks. You're making this a regular occurrence, dude. And it is his first win ever, of course, here at the World Center of Racing. Just how does it feel to come in and pull that car into victory lane here at Daytona International Speedway? It has to be a sweet feeling.
Yeah, it feels really cool. It's you know, it's definitely special winning here at Daytona, and just getting a win anywhere is really neat. So just really proud of the whole team. Really cool to get back-to-back wins. That feels awesome, and didn't expect this one. So we started in the back, got some strategy, got some good moves, and got up there and was able to kind of hold the lead for a while, and just a great race for us.
Okay, we'll open the floor up for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start with Caleb.
Caleb Whistler, Speedway Digest. With the red flags during this race today, how hard was it for you to get the momentum and the mojo throughout the event?
I don't know about momentum, but I think just staying cool and everything. It's definitely humid, but I mean, really, it's a lot easier when you're up front and your guys get you there. And we just had really good pit stops. We had really good execution strategy, you know, and then we got a good run on a couple restarts, which got us, I think we were 16th to second or something like that. And then the one had to pit, so got the lead there and was able to hold it for a while.
Additional questions for William? Chris?
Yeah, Chris Boyle, Daytona Beach News Journal. Elliott was in here a little earlier, and he talked about restart strategy. You guys had talked about it a little bit yesterday, so how were you able to defend him off, kind of having him know what you were going to do a little bit?
It's difficult, but I think him being my teammate, he's really helped me a lot. I mean, Elliott's been the biggest help for me out of anyone in the garage, so he's really looking out for me, and that's really cool. And all my teammates, Justin, Michael, it's really neat when you have 4 cars that are going to work together, and that's really key on these tracks. Two is better than one, so I think I was able to get a push from the 5 to get out front one time, and then a push from the 1 at the end really is what got us the win.
Go next to Alan.
Congratulations on your win, Alan Slaughtersinski with Space Coast Daily. How does it feel to get a win for Junior Motorsports, knowing this is Daytona this weekend?
It's cool. He's won like 17 times here, so I didn't expect to get a win here this early. But it's really hard to win here, and for him to win 17 times is pretty amazing. So we definitely watched a lot of tape from him and watch how he does the side draft and everything, and was watching that throwback race a couple days ago, 2004 or whatever. So he definitely knows how to do it, and it's really cool to learn from him and get up here.
Go to your right here to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, kickingthetires.net, PRN. Hey, bud. Some would argue that technically you may have won the Michigan race, but what is it about you that gets on these streaks? You did this in the truck series as well. Do you see this continuing? Why all of a sudden do you just click?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I've been extremely blessed. I think you got to have good fortune to win these races, and I feel like the other thing is just the confidence that it brings when you do win, and you go back to the track and you don't know, or you know how to win. You know what it feels like in those situations when you're on the front row or whatever on a restart. So once you get that feeling in your mind and your team gets it, kind of builds that momentum, and you try to keep that as much as you can. You try and keep everything positive. I think there were plenty of times when we could have kind of given up on this weekend. Obviously, the weather's been a pain, and we had to start in the back, and then we had another issue. We had to pit and everything, so we could have gotten frustrated, but luckily we were able to rebound, and luck was on our side, and we were able to miss some wrecks and get up there.
Go over here to Brad.
Brad Norman with NASCAR.com. This is the second week in a row on Twitter. I've seen Chase and some others use the hashtag WillieB when congratulating you. I'm just curious the origin of that nickname. Like, do you like it? Do they just give it to you whether you like it or not?
I don't know if I like it, but I think it's definitely out there. So I don't know. I guess my name's too long, but it's cool. It's cool that those guys are supporting me. It's really neat that Chase is out there supporting me. He's been a big help to me. We had a call a couple weeks ago, and we're talking about different things and just kind of persevering through some tough races and stuff like that. And it just really started to click after that. I think just doing the best I could all the time and maximizing everything. And then our team, as a group, we just started to really come together. And Dave and I have spent a lot of time kind of working with that relationship, and that's more important than I thought it was going to be. And I think that's been the key to success.
Yeah, and I was going to follow up on that too. I'm sure you have a good relationship with Dale. He's your team owner, but you're also kind of a Hendrick guy. Do you have a relationship with Chase and with Jimmy and those guys as well? And how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the whole motto at Team Hendrick and really at JRM too is to work together. So we're out there riding together. I'm kind of on a different schedule, so I can't ride with them over the weekend on the bike and everything, but during the week we're talking, and every chance we get, really, it's really as much you want to reach out, you can reach out, and I feel like it's been a great relationship. It's really cool to drive for Mr. Hendrick and Dale, and everyone's really open book, so it's a really great program.
We'll go upstairs to the press box for a question.
Yeah, Chris Knight, catchfence.com. William, congratulations on the win. Now that you've got 2 in a row, I was just wondering, when can you shift your focus towards the championship and start really focusing on what you guys need to do so when you get in the playoffs, you guys know what you need to do to make it all the way to Homestead?
I think we tried to do that this week. I think just the best strategy for that is being aggressive and kind of going through all the different things that you need to learn as a driver. I was not very good here in spring. I felt like I left a lot on the table. With it being my first start, it was kind of everything was new. But after that, I think I kind of went back to the drawing board and figured out the best way to get my line moving and kind of keep my progression through the field. So we were able to do that today, and I feel like as far as the championship goes, we just have to keep doing what we're doing and hopefully get those bonus points so we don't have a situation where, if we have some bad luck in the playoffs, we can still get through.
Any additional questions for our race winner? Let's go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. William, Dave talked a little bit about the process you go through and kind of learning things and talking with some of the different drivers. When you're trying to learn something, what are you trying to look at, especially if you're talking to like Dale? And I know he said you guys talked this week just about controlling the front of the field. You're switching from lanes, you seem to be smooth, whereas I think like last year to me, Chase looked like he was a little bit more abrupt at times. So for example, how is that something where you've learned to kind of be a little bit smoother in that with relatively a little bit experience at these types of tracks?
Yeah, I mean, I think I wasn't expecting to get a lot of help this weekend. So as far as on the racetrack, but off the racetrack, it was really working with Elliott Sadler. He was a complete open book with me, and I can't tell you how important that is as a rookie to have somebody like that. So we were talking after qualifying about getting pushed or anything like that, and our cars seem to really drive well getting pushed, and that seems like with this new low downforce package on the Xfinity cars here, it seems like that's the hardest thing for some guys. So I feel like our cars were really stable, which made us allowed us to get pushed, and also just controlling the lanes is just all about kind of things that you learn and watching the runs in your mirror. I feel like it kind of applies at other racetracks the way that it works, and if you can apply those things, it definitely really helps when you get out front and you can kind of stall each lane.
Also, Dave talked about one thing Dave also mentioned one thing that impressed him, looking back at the Iowa race, was like the second to last restart when you were in the bottom lane, the less preferred lane, and made the move to take the lead as one of those moves that really kind of stood out as like, here's another example of this kid really getting it and making it happen. Do you recall much about that? Was that significant of a move for you, or are there certain other things that you do on the track that make you feel like you're making progress even with this experience level that you're at?
Yeah, I think at Iowa, I think we restarted 9th, and we were all of us from 9th, 10th through 13th were all on fresh tires, and the 20 car had been really fast, and it was kind of whoever got to the quickest to the front was gonna, when the strategy played out, we were gonna be out front. So that was a key move. I think we got from 9th to 2nd in a couple laps, and we were able to kind of work, control our own race from there, and that makes things a lot easier. So I think I really like those situations when we do have fresh tires and we're able to, it's about getting to the front as fast as you can, and I think we've been able to maximize that the last couple weeks. Even today, we got 4 tires, and we had fuel, and we had to kind of get it back up through there for the stage, and we got up to 2nd. So that was a huge part of the race because then that gave us the lead after that.
Additional questions for William? William, congratulations on making it 2 in a row. Good luck on making it 3 in a row next week in Kentucky.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.